Hey everybody, praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. I pray you all are doing well, that you're staying encouraged and remaining in the faith. Hallelujah. So I just wanted to make a quick little vlog video. It's been a subject that's been I've been thinking about for a while now, some months now. So, I decided to speak on it today. I came across a video that I wasn't particularly looking for it, but it was just a video of people, well, actually not, well, yeah, people too, but it was a young lady and she was expressing her views about why she would never wear a bonnet out in public. And she was explaining the reasoning. And it boiled down to the fact that she was at the store and people were laughing at her and she got offended by it. And she no longer wants to wear a bonnet out in public. So I was looking through the comments of what people were saying, and people were saying, you shouldn't wear bonnets out in public anyway. It's so ghetto. I don't know why people do it. It's in-house wear. You wear it inside. Well, yeah, they say in-house wear. So a lot of different opinions and people's feedback. Of course, people are entitled to believe and think what they want to believe or what they want to think, whether it's good or bad. But I know that, there's some people who feel really strongly on the subject. You shouldn't go out with bonnets. I mean, I have my personal opinion about bonnets, but there are some who I would say get a little frazzled, like when they see women go out in public, men and women alike. And I mean, it's one of those things where we have our pet peeves. If you don't like it, you just simply don't like it. Now, I'm a type of person, when I go out in public, I particularly don't like to go out in a bonnet unless there's a special cause, which is not that often. Meaning like it could be an emergency. I didn't have time to do my hair and I just wanted to put a bonnet on, but that's very rare that you ever catch me out in a bonnet. I do have the boldness to go out in public because, truth be told, I really don't care what people think about me having a bonnet. But, me personally, I don't prefer to wear bonnets out in public. As I said, it has to be like some special occasion in which I just need a bonnet. Or, like if we had like a crazy hat day or something. I guess a bonnet's not necessarily a hat though, but it has to be a serious occasion or an emergency for me to do it. However, I do have the boldness to go out and wear it and not care and not even have a real occasion to do it. As I said, I really don't care what people think. I know some people are more conscious of that. Some are, some aren't. I've heard different debates about it. People say, you shouldn't go out. It makes you look stupid to the people. They laugh at you. Well, you got to take into consideration when you're dressing up, who are you dressing for? To impress people who don't like you and probably never will like you? So if you are choosing not to wear a bonnet because you don't want to get laughed at or you don't want to look stupid to people who don't like you or probably never will like you, what is the purpose? To please people? It is important to really look and evaluate, why do we do the things that we do? Now, of course, naturally, a lot of people, if they can make themselves presentable, oftentimes they like to make themselves presentable. I know on this channel, there was one time where I did a video and I was inside. I had my bonnet on and I had my pajamas because I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was not about to go and put on regular wear just to make a 2 or 3 minute, well, maybe 20-minute video and to get out of them just to go to bed. So I don't know. We all have our different motives and intentions for why we do the things that we do. As I said, I've gotten to the point to where I've learned to be more comfortable with who I am. Like, it's like what you see is what you get. You have content creators who go all out to edit videos because they want their videos to be professional and beautiful. I don't care about that personally. I don't come on YouTube or on camera to try to impress people. What you see is what you get. Because if you saw me in reality, that's just how I am. But that's just me. Now, I'm not saying you have to be completely insensitive. Quite frankly, what a person chooses to put on their head really has nothing to do with people. And if you are a person and you find yourself getting very agitated or irritated when you see a woman wearing a bonnet, whether you're a man or a woman, and you just can't stand it, it's one of those things. It's like, why does it bother you what other people choose to do and put on their head? And then, I'm also one of those people where my attitude is, if you call out the problem, you should also call out a solution. Everyone is quick to talk about the problem. Women shouldn't wear bonnets. Women shouldn't do this. Women shouldn't do that. But what are you doing to be a part of the solution? Now, women have different reasons for why they wear bonnets. Some women can't afford to get their hair done. And then if they went out with their hair any kind of way and didn't have a bonnet, people will laugh. They'll still talk about you anyway. Some people have different reasons for why they wear bonnets. Some people, their hair is nice and presentable, but they want to cover it up. Maybe they don't have an umbrella and they put the bonnet on, you know. As I said, like I'm a little different. There's been times where, like, I have umbrellas at home, but like if I'm out and I decide I didn't have an umbrella that day, I'm the type of person I'll go into the store and put a bag on my head because I don't want my hair to get wet. And I wouldn't care if a person laugh at me. They can call me a baghead. I don't care, you know. And I praise God that I had that kind of boldness, because there was a point in time to where I was very afraid of people's opinion. Oh, they're going to laugh at me. They're going to talk about me. They may do that regardless, you know. But you have to learn to be comfortable with you. You know, if it's something that you just don't like, it's okay. You don't have to like bonnets. People wearing bonnets out of public. You don't like to have to do those things. But it is an issue when it disturbs you so bad when you're watching other people's put bonnets on their head to where you don't have peace and you feel the need to have to down talk them and stuff. You know, that's not practicing the love of Christ. As I said, we all are entitled to our opinion. We don't know the reasoning for why people do the things that they do. But, you know, as I said, I'm one of those people. If you're going to talk about the problem, apply the solution. You know, what if that woman couldn't get her hair done? Hey, are you going to give her money on her hair? Are you going to pay her bills? You know, not to mention some of these women are married. You know, I'm pretty sure people who are close to them, family and friends, maybe, you know, are the ones to talk, who may talk to them, who may not talk to them. I don't know. We also have to understand our role and our place. Everything is not for us to always comment on, too, when we see people do things or say things. It really can depend, you know. But it's just one of those things. We just got to learn to let people be. We don't necessarily have to like it. We don't have to entertain it. We have a choice what we entertain. If you see somebody with a bonnet on, you don't have to like it, but you don't have to downplay them. You don't have to degrade them, belittle them, talk down on them. Like, it's really not necessary. At the end of the day, that says a lot about you. And it is important to evaluate why you are so triggered by what other people have on their heads. It's not a case in which, and I mean, you may have some people who do this too. It's not like where they're completely exposed and you're seeing their private areas. It's not a case in which a person's wearing a head bonnet to work. I'm sure people not going to do that because they want to get paid. But like when you're out in public, you're going out and about, people are, you know, I don't know. Some people just don't want to dress up all the time. Some people just want to lounge around and relax. You got to think, if you a person and you're working, you dress up all day, every day, you probably want to relax. When do you have the time to have regular wear on? So, you know, now, as I said, I have my personal opinions. I'm not the type of person where I personally would prefer to go out with a bonnet unless for special reasons. But at the same time, it just is what it is. If a person wants to wear a bonnet, just let the people be. You know, as I said, if you're not going to offer or contribute to get a woman's hair done where she may not have to wear that bonnet, or if you're going to buy her an umbrella, say she didn't have an umbrella and she got the bonnet on to protect her hair, or if you're not going to give her an umbrella, then what business is it of ours as far as a head bonnet? You know, it's just one of those little, people have their pet peeves, but it's like, you can still have something you dislike and still be mature about it. You don't have to belittle a person. You don't have to bully a person, you know. So, and then you also have to understand that if you are a woman and you do choose to wear a head bonnet, you just got to get comfortable with the fact that some people just don't like it. Some people may laugh at you, as they did in the case with the woman I said earlier, and she didn't take too well to that. People have their own preferences of what they like, what they dislike. Some people laugh at you because of your hair, how you look. There's different reasons for why people will laugh. We have to learn to grow some tough skin, honestly. Being in this world, we do. Because, I mean, scripture says it's getting darker, but even the path of righteousness will still remain. You know, we have to learn not to become so offended, I guess, at the things that people do, whether it's right or wrong, you know. So this is just the real world, you know. But we don't have to allow it to control us, or, you know, we don't have to allow it to dictate our emotions or how we react, you know. So some people are pretty sensitive, you know, fear of man, caring what people think. At the end of the day, I would seek to please the Lord. You know, I've been in situations. There was this time in which I remember I talked about this on my other channel about how I was in a store and I decided to go natural. I didn't have any hair weave and so forth. I forgot how my hair was that day, but I know for a fact I didn't have any hair weave. And there are some young girls, like little girls, I would say maybe elementary school. And I'm in the store getting my stuff, and they're in line. They're looking at me. They're laughing at me. And one of those girls asked me, I'm just looking at them like, what's so funny? Well, because I don't have my hair did. But I heard some of the comments that they were saying, like, she need her hair did, she needs some weave or something. And then one of those girls asked me when I was leaving out the store, she's like, how old are you? She didn't say it mean and things. And, I responded in my little way. I said, I'm old enough to be your mama. And I remember leaving, and, they didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything. I walked out, got in the car, and went on. So, it's just one of those things. I got laughed at. I didn't have a hair bonnet on, but I was natural, and they was just laughing at my natural hair. Now, whatever I had on at that time, or however my hair was, I know it wasn't a mess anyway. I don't think for them to be laughing at me, but you got to think. In certain areas, or within my area, a lot of young girls are used to the hair weave. A lot of people they're not used to natural. They're not used to going natural. So the norm is to wear hair weave, So when you see someone who's natural, whether your hair is short or long, I think at the time my hair was like, I don't know, here and stuff, to my neck per se. So I don't know. I can't even remember all that. I think that was about 2-3 years ago. So that's just the fact that they were just laughing. Now, yeah, didn't have to be rude. They didn't have to laugh, although they're entitled to their opinion. But it's just one of those things where we just got to learn to grow some tough skin. We got to learn, be a tough cookie in this world, I guess, if you want to call it that. We got to learn to be strong. This is just a cruel world. And people can laugh at whatever they want, whether right or wrong, even if you choose to wear a bonnet in public. So I don't know. These are just my thoughts. Some things I've been thinking on. What difference does it make if a person chooses to want to wear a bonnet or not? And if people are entitled to have their preference, as I may know, and I may not do it. So what if you choose to? I'm still going to love you regardless, and not belittle you just because you choose to wear a bonnet. It's not one of those things like where it's a heaven or hell issue just because a woman chooses to wear a bonnet, So those are just my 2 cents, just vlogging. If you're going to speak about the problem, also be mindful to work on applying the solution or be mature about it. There are some things that I feel as though most of us are at an age to where we should just know better. And if you know better, we should do better. Excuse me. And it just is what it is, Everyone's reasons, motives, and intentions is different. But at the end of the day, we can only control and focus on ourselves. So those are my 2 cents on the matters. I pray you all are doing well. Thank you for watching and be blessed.